Hey, how's it going? And in this tutorial today, we're going to take a look at that pizza pursuit and we're going to try to bring it current and get rid of that deprecation error. So I'll leave a link in the description. I have all the code already in PasteBin for that tutorial, and there's quite a bit of code in there. So I'm pretty much starting from scratch. So we're going to fix the error in this tutorial, and in the next tutorial, we'll go in and I'll show you that it actually all works. It's pretty incredible, actually, to be honest with you. So I'm going to right click here, and we're going to go to New Verse Device, and I'll just call this Pizza Pizza because I'm just running out of names, and I might be getting hungry too. So we'll build the verse code here and double click into this. Now I have the code already to paste, and like I said, it's in PasteBin. It took me a little while to get it all in there. So here we go. So this is Visual Studio, and I'm just going to go Control A and delete all this, and then I'm going to paste in the 517 lines or whatever it is. A lot of code. And like I mentioned before, there's no errors in here at all, which is pretty amazing for this much code, right? And we're going to come right here to where this is. And I want to walk you through how we can fix this and bring it current. So this is so interesting because in this particular code, I made a comment here. Normally when we call here, we put the name of the tag, but this has been put into a variable. So it doesn't look like we're calling it like we normally call a tag, but it is because of what I said here. We normally put curly braces and then the tag name, but zone tag here has been put in the variable form already. That's why it looks like that. Interesting thing too, and this took me a while to figure out, the dynamic casting doesn't happen here. It happens further downstream in the base zone. And I say C lines 245, and that's up here. So when we call out of here, here's where the dynamic casting happens. So it's so interesting how they did this. But anyway, let's fix this error. So we're going to change it to find, and that's going to turn it into a generator, right? And now we're going to get this error here. I mentioned this in another tutorial, and I don't know why we get that, but how we can fix it is just type it in here. Just type in generator. This clears it for some reason. Don't ask me why. Creative object interface. And then that clears that. Then the only error is this darn one that comes up. And I resolved this. My way of resolving it is with global variables. And it's so interesting because this is all one massive file. In a sense, it's all one giant creative device. So that's going to work to our advantage. You're going to see this in just a minute. So let's come up here and make a global variable. I'll just put some room up here, space there, and we'll do it like, the var, and I'll call it my map. This is very similar to the way I did it before. This is a week map, and I guess I call it a weeks because it doesn't do all the things that regular map does. And I think the key references can break easier or something. Anyway, we're going to go session. We're going to use the session as the key, and we're going to do the creative device, which is this whole thing, as the reference, because the problem is this down here isn't seeing it for some reason. And that's my interpretation of it. And so then we'll go equals map curly braces. So there we go. So we're creating this global variable up here that everybody could see. So then we're going to come down here on begins play right here in the beginning, and we're just going to set the key and the values here. So we're just going to go if set the variables. We're just going to go set my map, and this has to be in brackets. I mean brackets because it's fallible. The whole call get session parentheses equals self. And we don't have to do anything, but I'll just print a string just so. Oh, this is in capital S. Sorry about that. S. And then we'll just go print here, and I'll just say references set. Okay. And then after we're done here, we're just come down to here, And we just have to call up the reference here. So I'm just going to make some space here and go if, and let's just call it new ref, colon equals, and then we're gonna call my map the key. We got to put it in brackets, and then it's get session, parentheses, and then we'll put the colon equals, and then we'll just go new ref. Then we just have to make sure everything can see everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this in here like that, and I'm going to push this in here like that, and then I'm going to push this in here like that. And then the only thing we need to do is pop this reference right here. Now watch, new ref dot, oops, dot. And see, it clears up. And look, no errors at all. So let's jump over here real fast and compile and build that code. No errors, over 500 lines of code. And we brought it into the 21st century or whatever. So now we can't test this. Oh, this is cool. So you see it came in like that, right? So now I'm going to drag this into the scene. And if I click on it, this is almost can be like your guide. It takes a minute for it to get around. I think there's a lot going on with it. Look at all the things that we have to add. So in the next tutorial, what I'm going to do is we're going to walk through all the devices that we need to bring into this, and you'll see that this whole thing works. It's pretty incredible. So anyway, I'll see you in that tutorial.